Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate in on the discussion, you can join me on my live streams that I do most weekdays, or outside of my live stream, you can consider joining the Discord. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also, if you're interested in getting some ideas of the foods that our family eats on our diet, or me and Carrie, I guess, specifically eat on our diet, we created a Pinterest board that has links to a lot of our favorite whole food plant-based meals. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. It is weigh-in Wednesday. I'm going to hop on the scale in a second. If anybody has any on-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear those as well. If you are struggling to get started on your diet, maybe let us know how things are going, or maybe we can find some way to help you out. And if you are starting on a diet or you have been dieting, I'd love to hear different ways that you make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. Got a few people checking in here. Rick saying hi. Anthony, hello. Carrie, hello. I hope all you guys had a great evening. Actually, 2 evenings. It's been 2 days since I've been live. So I hope you guys have had a great couple of days. Couple more people checking in. Jane and Pretty Girl's mom saying hi. Hope you guys are doing great today. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the scale. I ended up moving the scale right as I started here, so I might have to do some adjustments. And I'm hoping that it's still connected to the internet here. So it looks like it's pretty close to where it should be, and it moved, so it's ready to go. So I guess before I weigh in, a quick recap. I started this challenge in on November 1st of 2020. I had a starting weight of 519.8 pounds. Last week, after having a slight loss, I ended up at 308.6 pounds, bringing my total weight loss to date to 211.2 pounds. I had a pretty good week this week, and so I'm going to hop on the scale and see how we did. Oh my! 303.2. I just kicked the scale out of the way again. Let me hit this. Fix this here to have the current weight of 303.2. That's awesome. So that was 5.6 pound, no, 5.4 pound weight loss in the last week. That is incredible. It's awesome. I am glad to be getting closer to the 300 pound mark again. Rick saying you the goat. Anthony kick ass. Jane says your changes are working. What did I change? Anthony's asking. Well, I got rid of the nut butters. I got rid of the cashews. Those are a couple of the big changes that I've been making over the past few weeks. Doing a lot more kind of starches and vegetables. I've had a lot of broccoli over this past week. And and just trying to eat more in line, kind of like what McDougall suggests with the starch solution, maximum weight loss program. I haven't read Maximum Weight Loss. I'm probably going to be reading that soon, but those are kind of a few of the changes. But it was just getting rid of I still have some other kind of high calorie dense foods hanging around still, but getting rid of that Ezekiel bread and the nut butter, I think, has been a big contributing factor. It does change what I snack on at night. I've still been eating shredded wheat with pineapple mostly now, but it's been less of that even than there's been less of the shredded wheat with pineapple too, because just having all the ingredients together. So what I've been I've been finding that I've been eating a lot more fruit at night. Like if I want a snack, then I'll go and eat a banana, an apple, or some oranges. We've had strawberries around. I've had those a little bit, and just finding a different food to snack on has kind of been some of the other changes too. So Carrie's saying that that Ezekiel bread with the nut butter was a big crutch for me, and that I've been doing mostly fruits at night as a snack lately. And Shai's checking in saying hello Shai. I hope you're having a great day. Rick says that if he gets hungry at night, he eats a potato, easy and already in its package. Yeah, that's kind of I've had a few of those. Carrie does up a bunch of potatoes in the Instapot, and occasionally I'll just grab one of those and eat it like an apple. I don't know if that'll ever feel normal to eat just a potato like an apple, but it definitely is been a big change. Or corn, yeah. We've had lots of ears of corn around, and I've had lots of corn here the past week as well. I guess I'll get into the food that I took photos of since the last stream. I don't know that I took a photo of everything that I ate, but that'll kind of go over some more of the changes of the food that we've been eating. Let's hope that this is working, and it is not. The wonders of technology, where 1 second it works and then the next second it does not. So Monday for food, I'll just kind of go over it here. I'll keep trying it, but Monday for food, Carrie had made up some of the mango salsa that she's been making. I'm pretty sure that the recipe is from Well Your World that she's been using, but it was mango salsa on beans with some black it was on mango salsa on rice with some black beans as well. Rick says be careful, if they stay too long they dry out. That's why you make yours fresh daily, since that's mostly what you eat is the potatoes. Yeah, and potatoes don't last long in our house either. It's between me and Carrie, and then our kids too will eat potatoes just as a snack as well. So they don't last very long in our house either. I'm gonna try to make this work because it's annoying that it worked a minute ago, but it's not working now. And I've been trying to get this, the camera's actually been frustrating me for the last 20 minutes before stream because it was not working. And I went and reset everything and then was trying to get it fixed. So it's not going to work. And then yesterday for dinner, we had mega veggie chili. I guess the other thing that my portions have been a bit smaller too. I didn't eat seconds of the I'm sorry, the mango salsa was from the new fiber fueled cookbook, not from Well Your World. The mango salsa was the fiber fueled cookbook. But both dinner Monday night and Tuesday night, I did not go back for seconds on the meals like I have been doing a lot of the time. And it wasn't, I mean, both meals were good. I just felt full after eating one portion of it, and or full enough, I guess. You know, I could always fill my stomach more, but I've been trying to, you know, not overdo it at night. I do feel like sometimes I get home and it's just like this constant feeding that goes on for a couple hours. And when I was doing the Ezekiel bread with nut butter, it kind of added to that, because if I got home and dinner wasn't ready, then I would make the Ezekiel bread and eat that before dinner, and then eat dinner, and then probably have another snack after dinner. Or if I got home and dinner was done and I would have dinner, then I would make the Ezekiel bread even after I just ate a meal, and then have another snack throughout the evening. So getting rid of the Ezekiel bread, and then just trying not to eat too much food, because it can be easy to eat a lot of food, and I don't feel guilty about eating a lot of this food. You know, like our mega veggie chili, we didn't have that until super late last night, because we ended up going and seeing the Minions movie with the kids. So the timing of it didn't allow us for that. Rick says, I don't eat at all during the day. So I eat breakfast. I eat oatmeal in the morning, and then I go to work and I don't worry about food while I'm at work. And then I go home and I eat. So I have a 8-9 hour period during the middle of the day that I don't eat, and I don't have food around, so I'm not tempted by it. And I don't mind the schedule. I might change things up now that I'm in a new office and I can have a spot where I can prepare food. But in my last office, it just didn't really, it wasn't conducive for me to have food. I didn't have like a kitchen or anything to set up that kind of stuff. So I don't eat I eat breakfast, go to work, and then I eat dinner. So I kind of eat 2 meals a day with a period of time in the middle where I don't eat. So that's kind of the schedule that works for me. I like it. I do. And it definitely keeps me from overeating in some ways, because I feel like when I get home at night, I'm going to eat the same amount of food. I eat the same. I worry that if I ate during the day, that I would go home and I would eat just as much food as I eat now. It wouldn't, it might not happen that way. If I ate lunch during the day, maybe I would eat less at home at night. But when I'm around food, I like to eat. So I'm kind of always poking around and grabbing things. And that's why having all the fruit's been nice, because I've just been able to grab the fruit. Carrie says that might change things up when Carrie's over. Yeah, Carrie is going to start working at the same office here. So things might change up when she's around. But let me see if this ever started working, because there we go. There's a picture of the mango. I wanted to show that off because it looks pretty. This was dinner Monday night. There's a bunch of rice underneath that, and then black beans and a mango salsa. I did take a picture of this. This was yesterday. Oh, this was before we went to the movie. So yesterday I got home. We were going to this movie, and I wanted to eat something before we went to the movie because dinner wasn't going to be ready till after. We didn't have really time to eat dinner till after the movie. And so I had some shredded wheat with a little bit of pineapple on it there. And then dinner was this mega veggie chili here, was dinner yesterday. And all of it was great. I really like the mega veggie chili. There's a seasoning that I have on top of there that really makes it spicy. And that was kind of food for the last couple days. I've been, like I said, it's the food seems less exciting right now. It's not disappointing in any way, but it just isn't super exciting. And I think that is something that overall is a big reason why I ended up overweight in the first place, because every meal I feel like we try to make every meal like it's our last meal, or like it's got to be the best thing you've ever tasted. Like that's the point of our food and our diet system seems to be about 100% about pleasure maximization. And it's difficult because that you see everybody else eating these foods and you want to eat those foods, but they're tricking us, like it's something where they tempt us with all these high flavors and all these amazing tastes, and they you give up kind of the health for the pleasure. And it's like I said, it's that way every time. Like you when I was going and I was buying fast food, like that is not high quality food, but I would have internal debates with myself about which fast food restaurant to go to because of like how their food was going to be, like how it ranks up against other fast food. Like this fast food restaurant might have a breakfast burrito that tastes amazing, but then this one has a bagel that tastes amazing too. And so you have all of these choices that are like, they're way above what we should have access to, or what we would have access to. Our Tiny's Acre says, hugs, beautiful people, hugs back to you. I hope you had a great couple days. But that drive to get the most pleasure out of the food, like every meal has got to be a 5-star meal, or everything has to be the best tasting. And it's not something that, it's amazing that we live in a time where we have access to this food, but on the same token, the access to this food is causing a crazy amount of health consequences to us. It's just one day of eating that I used to eat, there were more calories and more ingredients and more tastes in that single meal than there's some people would ever get in their lifetime in history. Like there's it's just everywhere. We're surrounded by it. We have all of these high dopamine response foods everywhere, and it's not how we were designed to survive. It's tough because when you're hungry, or if you live in an environment of scarcity, the taste pleasure is not important at all. It's the calorie count, it's the nutrient density, it's the just having it, just, and anything that you would have gotten in the wild that was high calorie, it would have been even more scarce than the rest of the food, and so it's just and so that whole society that we live in breeds this mentality of it's got to be the best ever. It's got to be better than the last thing I ate, like it's always chasing that next better flavor. And then the companies know that you're always chasing that next better flavor. So that's why they vary their menus, or they have limited time promotions on these really high calorie things or these really awful things, and so then you an example that I can think of is like Taco Bell started selling French fries, but it was like a limited time thing. And I don't know, they might still sell them or bring them back limited time, but it would be something where they do that in their menu so that they get you to come back to their restaurant. Because if you like their fries, but then they've been gone for 6 months, and then you see an advertisement that they're selling the fries again, then you're more apt to go back to Taco Bell to get that new, well, it's not even a new item. They re-release items that they've released previously, but they rebrand it, they rename it, and now, or they add cheese sauce on top of it and give it a different name. And it's all of this wiring in our head that they're hijacking when they advertise this stuff. And it's just so difficult to escape that trap that they have, like that hold that they have over us, because they also developed the advertising that makes you think that you need to have changes or that you need to try these new things. And it's just a cycle that they create, and I feel like I'm really fighting against that, and I'm winning, but I have to also realize the consequence of that winning is that sometimes food just doesn't get exciting, like, and I do really enjoy the food that I'm eating. I don't want to say like the mega veggie chili was great, but that mango, the mango salsa on the rice and the beans was awesome. Just incredible flavors. And it was something that I would definitely eat again and again, but it's not going to cause that same response as something that is prepared at a restaurant that has a ton of salt, oil, and sugar in it. And so it's not that the food is boring. It's just the food is not as exciting as what I used to eat, and it's taken, and it's, I've been doing this for a year and a half now, and I'm still struggling with those things, but I get on the scale and I have a 5.4 pound loss, and that's where I get my excitement from. That's where it was 5 point. Did I say 4? It was a 5.4 pound loss. And that's pretty awesome. And so it makes any of those struggles that I had this past week a lot easier to tolerate. And it was, some of it was maybe not, struggles might not be the right word, but like I was, because I didn't have that Ezekiel bread to go to, I was choosing not to eat as opposed to trying to develop a different snack. And that helped reduce the amount of food that I ate. And that resulted in a positive impact on the scale. So it's been crazy. So I don't know. I just kind of rambled about that for a little bit. Yeah, I feel great. I really have been feeling thin the last few days, as far as like just walking around, the way my clothes feel and fit. The swelling that I had kind of had flare back up in my ankle seems to have gone away quite a bit. So, or it's gone. I mean, I would say that my ankle is as good as it's been. And yeah, I'm still just really happy about that 5-pound weight loss, because I've been I was a little frustrated last week, I guess, but it just takes time for these changes to kind of work their way into the equation, I guess. And if I could lose another couple pounds for next Wednesday, that would be huge. I'd really, I got a trip starting on the 22nd that if I could be at or under 300 pounds leaving for that trip, that would be pretty awesome to be at that point. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I was not expecting to have as big a loss as I do have. I could go home tonight and eat and then hold on to that weight for 5 days. Who knows? That's happened too in the past. But right now I'm at 303.2, and that makes me really happy. The other stuff, I don't have all of the results in front of me, but I did get my blood work back. I went to the doctor a week or so ago, and I got my blood work results back. Most of the numbers seem to be in a pretty good spot. The one number, my cholesterol was low, which I don't think is a real bad thing to have low cholesterol. So my other numbers, like my B12 was on, my vitamin D was in the range. Almost everything was in the range, except for cholesterol was low. And then my thyroid, the number was high on my thyroid. So that is, I think, leads towards like hypothyroidism, not hyper, but hypothyroidism. So I'm going to do a little bit more research into that and see if there's things that I can do to help increase my thyroid function. I'm sure being more active would probably help, because I'm not as active as, I'm not as active as I could be. But I don't know much about it, because it's the first time I think I've ever had a blood test where my thyroid number was not within the normal range. So I may talk to my doctor, depends on if she gets in touch with me or not, about going and having it tested again, maybe in a month or two, and making some diet changes. I did do a little bit of research on plant-based diet and hypothyroidism, and there's a lot of information out there on it. But I'm not too concerned about it overall, because everything else seemed to be in a good spot. And it's tough. I with blood work, it's a weird thing because, it gives you a lot of information, but it's also, I feel like it's kind of just like a snapshot of time of what your blood's doing in that moment or at that time. And I, I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know anything for sure, but I feel like if I went and got my blood tested again today, that maybe my cholesterol would be in the normal range and my B12 would be low and my vitamin D would be low and my thyroid could still be high or low. Like, uh, I feel like that it requires more supervision than just taking a one-time blood test and saying, okay, this is your diagnosis for the rest of your life, or this is what you need to be dealing with from the blood that we got from you on Tuesday, June 5th, uh, and so if they reach out to, I don't know if they'll talk to me, call me about it. And, Rick says low cholesterol is a problem. We all want that. Yeah, I don't know that it's a problem. I don't think the low cholesterol is a problem. I just know that I was outside of what they consider a normal range. And having a low cholesterol definitely makes me not very nervous at all. The thyroid number, well, and the other thing about the thyroid is that, a lot of people kind of attribute weight loss issues to thyroid issues. And I saw that from the little bit of research that I did yesterday, that having an inactive thyroid makes it more difficult to lose weight. So, but it's going to take more looking into, and I'm not going to really do anything major. I have no intention of taking any medicine to kind of work on it unless it's some sort of food for medicine. But it was nice to get the testing done, finding out that most of the numbers were good. And then the couple that were off, like I said, there was one other, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but really, other than the cholesterol and the thyroid, everything was right in the range that it was supposed to be. So I'm happy I went and got the testing done. And if there's some things that, if you guys have any suggestions about increasing thyroid function naturally or without medical intervention, let me know. And I could maybe try some of those things. But again, I'm not going to let it impact my life too much until I get more results and have it say, this is a chronic thing, that you definitely have an issue with this. So, but some of the symptoms online, I felt like I fit, and some of them I felt like didn't fit. So it's tough. And when you get online, you can find a million things telling you a million different ways to do things. So I'm trying to think if I have any other updates to go over. I will be live again tomorrow. I do not think I will be live on Friday, but I'll be back next week. So definitely live tomorrow. Doubtful on Friday, and then next week it'll be hit or miss. I'm gonna really try to hit the weigh-in Wednesday next week. But other than that, I don't know. And it might not be, it might just be a weekly weigh-in. It might not be Wednesday. It might be another day or time. But I'm going to get on at least once or twice next week. And then the rest of the month, I am real busy. I won't be live or nothing planned, schedule live for kind of the last 10 days of July. So you better get your fill of me in now before the end of the month. Because I got a lot going on with work. And that's also probably attributed to my weight loss too, is that the activity at work has picked up. I've been sweating through a lot more t-shirts the last couple weeks than I really have in the last year. So that probably helped contribute to that weight loss. I want to thank you guys all for the support and chiming in and giving me advice and pushing me to make some of these changes. It wasn't many, but the comments about the nut butters finally got me to get rid of it. And it's producing positive results though. And that's the best thing for me. And I'm really happy to have gotten on the scale today. I had a 5-pound weight loss. I know I'm just losing weight that I've already lost, but I do feel like my body is slimming up a little bit, as weird as it is to kind of say that. I can kind of feel my hip bones better. The clothing is fitting on me better, all kinds of stuff. So I'm really happy with how the diet's going along here. Christy says, hello, Christy. You're kind of catching me at the end, but thanks for checking out the video. And our Tiny Acres, glad you're doing good. Thank you. Yeah, it was a crazy week. I'm happy to have lost weight. I'm hoping that I can lose maybe a couple pounds, get back under 300 pounds. And then this trip that I'm doing at the end of the month will help me crush through that 300 and start getting down and making some real progress into the 2s. So I could see by the end of August being in a just way different spot weight wise. And I also feel like the weight I'm losing now, I feel it more. Losing a pound at 300 pounds is more noticeable than losing a pound at 520 pounds. So, and I've been working so hard to get these pounds off. So they seem like they're even more of a victory when I get them off. So, that's going to be my update for today. I'll be back on tomorrow. Make sure that you get subscribed to the channel. Click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. Click on that thumbs up on the video as well. Let YouTube know that this is a great video to watch for everybody out there. If you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. Nobody gets to their goal and says, man, I wish I would have waited one more weekend. I wish I wouldn't have skipped that birthday party or skipped eating at that birthday party. You don't have to skip attending. You just got to skip eating the crap food at those parties. Nobody says that. Everybody who reaches their goals looks back and wishes that they would have started sooner. I am not even to my goal, and I feel the exact same way. I so wish that I would have started this even just a couple weeks sooner. I'd be a couple weeks further along, but I definitely wish that, the first time I saw I was over 500 pounds, that should have been my wake up call, and it wasn't. And it just means that I spent 6 more months of my life in misery, in a state that I did not need to be in. And so get started right now. Don't fall for the 2 myths of moderation either. The myth of moderate change, the idea that you are going to take this awful diet that you're eating right now and you're just going to start adding salad into that diet beforehand, or you're going to start eating a little bit healthier options, but still keep the junk food around. It doesn't work. I've tried it. So many people have tried it. You need to make big changes. You need to get rid of the junk food, get rid of the temptation. It's just there to keep you fat. So make the big change. Make a big change. And then the other is the myth of moderate consumption. The idea that a little bit of something unhealthy is going to be okay for you. We've tried it. We've tried those diets where you don't have to give up anything that you love. You just have to eat less of it, or, it's just, it's keeping you from eating the healthiest diet possible. And if your goal is to live a long and healthy life, then you need to be making choices that are going to result in a long, healthy life. And eating even a little bit of food that's not bad for you is going to get in the way. Kay says that Dr. Neil Barnard has some helpful advice for the thyroid. You did them. Your numbers were off too. Now you're good. And it was his book, Your Body in Balance. Okay, I might have to write that one down. So, yeah, I will look into that. I know that there was a few different videos that I was going to kind of check out and see. I mean, it's not something I'm going to, worry too much about, but at the same time, if I don't take the numbers that I got from the lab result seriously, then what was the point of getting the lab testing done? So I will, I'll be looking into some things and seeing what I can do. So anyways, I appreciate all of you for checking this out, and we will talk to you later.